Hey Bradie,
Hey man, how you doing?
good. How are you?
I am, as always, when I haven't zoomed in ages, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll jump on 5 minutes before, and then I'm like, everything's not right.
It's
But I'm all good now, thank you.
like riding a bike in high heels, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. You guys all geared up to hit the road for your tour in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, we're always slightly behind where we should be, but we're getting there.
Aren't we all? Um, I love the name of the tour. You guys went full Aussie on this, the regional-ish tour.
That's right. As I think we set out to be as rural as possible, and then we're like, oh, we could do this cool place. There's lots of people that want us to play at this more, well-known area, and then we're like, okay, it's kind of regional-ish.
Yeah. Were there ever any more like puns or Aussie slang that was thrown around to title it, or did it just come naturally because of that?
There might have been a couple. I can't remember who suggested the regional-ish name, but yeah, I think there was a couple more, but I can't remember them at the moment.
Nice. So you're hitting the road with HEVENSHE and the Beautiful Monument, which is a pretty cool mix. You're
Yeah, yeah,
covering all bases.
exactly. We're so lucky at this point in our career. We're so lucky to be playing in a band at all and having people turn up. And even better, when we ask these amazing bands to play with us, they're like, yeah. So we're like, oh, we did not expect that.
So it just came around naturally. There wasn't much, oh, who are we going to pick to come with us, sort of thing. It just sort of happened.
Yeah, I think at this point we want something a little bit different. We don't just want bands that sound exactly like us. Or, I think we just wanted to make sure that we provide something a little bit different than, we've been doing this for so long now. So I think the fans that have come back to 5 or 10 shows, we want to be able to give them something a little bit more varied now.
Yeah, nice. So, and the last couple of years, you guys have been killing it on the road, as well as putting out an amazing album last year. Maybe There's No Heaven, which reached #1 on iTunes. I saw, which was awesome.
Thank you.
Um, and we had the new single drop this year. Does that mean that there's more coming? Is there something in the works at the moment?
There is definitely another one ready to go. We kept making changes, so it's been slightly delayed. But yes, we have more music, and I think personally it's the best we've ever sounded. And I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's because we've had some time off over the all the years that have passed, and we've had a chance to really reflect on what people want us to sound like and what we enjoy sounding like. But yeah, I think it's the best we've ever sounded, and maybe it's the power of being dads finally that's unlocking this magical element to shortstack.
Yeah, it's gone full swing, hasn't it? You started off the whole emo pop rock, and it's gone because all you guys are obviously dads, as am I. So it's all gone, you know, full
It's
circle.
really funny. My son, I used to joke with my wife before we had my son, and I was like, oh, he's going to find these pictures of me from 2008 and just laugh and show all of his friends about how embarrassing his dad is. But now his ideal haircut was me from 2008. And I just find that so funny. He thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, nice. Um, and you guys, like I said, you guys have been killing it with socials as well. Like you guys put out some amazing tour footage on
Thank you.
Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. But there's also the funny side of things, like you guys taking the piss out of the fact that you've got an Aussie accent, but you don't sing like the vocals aren't done that way. And it, do you find that like the new platforms such as TikTok and stuff like that has helped grow your audience, like since reforming, the pandemic and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I do. I think it's incredibly important. We feel a little bit out of our depth sometimes, maybe even a little bit. We feel older than what we are because we were absent when TikTok came about. We weren't really a band. And especially even with this sounds really crazy, but we weren't really around when Spotify was taking off.
Mm.
So we kind of missed that initial surge of Spotify. And it's very ironic because we were known as like one of the first internet bands, which makes me feel 200 years old. Uh, but we kind of missed all this really important evolution of the music industry. We still find it weird, like we're still adapting. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's so helpful, but you have to do your research and use it correctly.
Yeah, that's it. I saw a cover of Rolling Stones that you guys were on, I believe it was. Yeah, and it said
Mhm.
something about like 350,000 MySpace
Yeah,
friends. I was
that
like,
dates.
damn, that takes us back.
Yeah, I think most kids really wouldn't know what MySpace
MySpace,
is. And
nah,
it's so funny because it was the biggest thing ever.
that's it. Have you found that there's like new fans that are reaching out that have found you through those platforms?
Yeah, definitely. I think what's most common is I kind of knew of you guys back in the day, but I either didn't really like you or I just never really listened. And then it's really nice to hear that people have grown up with us and maybe they like heavier music or just maybe more rock music as they've gotten older and they like us now. So it's really nice to have these new fans, and they might not necessarily be 12 years old. They might be the same age as us, maybe
Yep.
in their late 20s, but it's nice to feel a bit discovered through those platforms now.
Yeah, nice. Well, I'm sure you'll be seeing lot of new fans and a lot of old faces at good things. How pumped are you guys for that?
Yeah, we were stoked. We're not really known as a festival band, but I think it's definitely a new fit for us. The little amount of festivals we've done, I think we've done really well, and everyone's been surprised that we're the real deal because like it seems crazy, but back in the day, a lot of people saw us with silly hair and silly outfits and just assumed we were some kind of boy band or something. So it's really nice to just finally have everyone realizing that we are actually a decent band. It's good.
Nice. Is there oh sorry. Um it's good things this year. The lineup is a lot more Australian artist focused, I feel. Like there's obviously those huge international acts, but then there's some legends like Frenzel Rom and Spiderbait. How's it feel being on the same bill as those guys?
Yeah, it's very intimidating, and I'm not the most social person, so I'll be freaking out backstage a little bit. But you know, we've found very early on the more successful the bands are, normally the nicer, and they're just like they just get it. I think they realize that you can't have a big ego, and you've just got to be nice and get along and not be an idiot. So I'm sure that all those bands are going to be amazing, and it's going to be awesome to see them all. We're gonna have so many bands to see over the 3 days.
Yeah, is there anyone in particular on the bill that you're looking at you're looking forward to checking out?
I think Fallout Boy is our one of our bucket list bands to play with slash even, you know, I think the boys, the other guy, oh, I've seen Fallout Boy live as well. That was a very long time ago, but yeah, bucket list band to play with. So to see them and maybe even have a chat with them is going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'm hanging out for Fallout. That'll be sick.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny you say that Shortstack aren't a festival band, or you don't think they're a festival, or feel like they're a festival band. I remember seeing you guys back in 2010 for MS Fest down in Launceston in Tassie.
Mhm.
So, and you guys absolutely killed it back then. And from what I've seen from the socials and stuff like that, it's only gotten better, which is awesome. But how do you feel that the shows back then compare to now?
I think what, to give you a really serious answer, I think what maybe some people didn't love about us, if they weren't a fan, was maybe there was this level of theatrics that we put on, which I think was one of our strengths and why a lot of our fans liked us. And I think some people, maybe especially in this country, thought it was just a little bit fake and they couldn't quite connect with it. So I think as we've gotten older, we're a lot more real and there's very little rehearsed stand-up comedy in between each song, as I have the other two guys out there trying to crack jokes every 2 seconds. And I think that's what really will resonate with people at festivals now.
Yeah, nice. So it's more, yeah. So it's your performance that's changed to suit the audience rather than the festival production and all that sort of stuff and management and all that. It's you guys have made conscious changes to adjust for the audience, which is cool. I like that.
That's right. I think we're one of the most authentic bands you can see in this country. There's very little fakeness to it all.
Yeah, that's it. Is there anything else on the books for you guys after Good Things? Have you thought that far ahead, or are you just sort of going to get through that massive leap and then keep going after that?
I think the trick with us is we want to maintain everything and we want to keep doing this as long as people keep coming. So we know that we have a responsibility to just keep putting out good music that a lot of people are enjoying. And as long as we keep doing that, I think, yeah, I really hope we can keep doing a few festivals each year. And I think we want to keep things different every year. We don't want to just be doing the same cycle of shows every year. So
yeah,
it's variety, and just the fact that we keep getting to be able to tour is incredible. We're so thankful.
And keeping the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Bradie. You'll be able to catch the guys on tour starting October 5th, and obviously at Good Things. So we'll have the links down in the show notes below. Thanks so much for your time, man.
Thanks for having me.
That's all right.